So today's theme is to take a look with everyone. The person you're thinking of in your heart, is he really missing you? Is your relationship really over? Does he still want to break up with you? What does it really think inside? Are you saying there's really no fate between you two? Really, it's over here. There's no chance to renew the contract, right? Well, first of all, please keep calm, everyone. On the desktop, we have 3 sets of cards ready. First set of cards, second set of cards, third set of cards. You can choose according to the reference on our card, or you can choose between the numbers 1, 2, 3. After learning well, let's look at the answers below. So first, let's take a look at the situation of the first set of dishes. The person you may be thinking of in his view. You have gone through a rather painful ending. He feels like he has been defeated by reality and is powerless to reverse it. In this situation, he is also trying to reorganize his life, focusing on personal development, that is, rebuilding his self-confidence. On our ranking, we also suggest that everyone make it 2-minute choices in front. Disadvantageous situation. Sometimes a person can only make a rational and correct decision when they step back and look from the perspective of an outsider. As for the other party, he is actually quite conflicted inside. If he's considering the options before him, there might be 2 people involved. No matter which one he chooses, he might lose the other person. Now he also feels very lost. Just the person you think of, he might often have a surge before. He might deal with you with some unstable emotions. He may be a vagabond type or a seeking type. Even though he is already in a relationship, his heart still longing for the stimulating route. Passion and novelty might overshadow the responsibility and cumulative emotions with you. After cooling down, there is a desire for security and stability. Although he is missing you, he often recalls everything about you, but in order to avoid emotional harm, it has already built a high wall that makes you feel that you might find it hard to believe it. Then you might break up during your exercise, blocking each other. Having lived with each other, he also follows the call of his heart, wanting to continue to find his own life path. As for the feelings between the 2 of you, it's relative. The feeling of unrest on your fists when you can't see the future and hope, it feels like you've messed up everything. But in their eyes, you are so loving and willing to give. You are more stable, and he also understands your inner loneliness, but he might be in his current position. It's not as stable as you think. Perhaps you are not equal in terms of economy, and he wants to pursue worldly success. He also felt that you've always held him in high regard, and he feels quite uneasy about it. Lacking self-worth, his heart is always in conflict and entanglement. He may be aware he can't give you what you want, so he feels empty inside. He also thinks you're worth it. To treat better, therefore, when he thinks of you, it might be possible. He feels a lot of pressure inside, feels that continuing will be very hard for him. He lacks confidence in this relationship, so he chose to leave the area, to heal oneself, to adjust one's mindset, to regain calm. Well, because this is a public analysis, there are some specific situations that I can't see here, such as you want to understand how to solve the problems between you and him, or when you can reconcile, how does your future look like? What is he thinking inside? How do you view your relationship? You can express your own malicious emotional issues through personal card drawing. If we look at it specifically, it would be enough to analyze it with me one-on-one. The next thing we'll talk about is a bit extra, a piece of information. If you're thinking of someone who's already in a relationship, in the marriage and family, or around her is already, if he has a stable relationship partner, he actually has no plans to leave his current relationship. He values financial stability in life. You would want yourself to have a new start. He has actually accepted the fact of the end and the arrangement of fate, and is right to try his best to move towards a new chapter in life. We are like the death card that is given out last in our ranking. It implies the end and the acceptance of new beginnings. Holding on will only get you stuck on the path of progress. Okay, this is the overall answer given to our choice of the first main faction friend. Let's take a look at the situation of the second group of dishes next. So in this group, he might feel like when you think of him back then, it seems you are the ideal youth in his mind. You are the highlight in his heart, but it's full of challenges and difficulties for him to be with you in this lineup. There may be some friends who are in long-distance relationships. In his eyes, you might have endured for a long time, became rational, and possibly cut off your emotional connection with him.
You might be the one who initiated the breakup. He often fantasizes about the good times with you. However, in reality, he has never been able to give you a commitment and go further. Act, because he is a person with a strong desire to control and even wants to manipulate your actions. He just wants you to be able to get along with him according to his thoughts. This man may already be married. He is very selfish, can do it without affecting existing relationships. Keep looking from you. He uses excitement and fantasy to fill the void in his current emotional relationship. He's more focused on money and practicality, and some of them are materialistic. He is superior in terms of money, and he is deeply fascinated by you. It is you who make him feel passion and love. He even thinks you make him feel younger. He feels that you are in tune with each other, so there is love and spiritual relationship between you. Then he also realized that there may be competitors in this relationship. You may also be in other romantic relationships, or he knows that there are other suitors around you, which also makes him feel some consolation because he was attracted by your charm and feminine allure, and these choices are filled with challenges and difficulties. There may be a choice between two options. He is to you in emotions. He may have truly invested feelings and doesn't want to let go. He may feel that he is being betrayed by you, doesn't want you to leave him. He feels a bit unwilling. He also wants to continue to detain, peeking at you and some of your social media, even going. He hopes that things can develop as he planned, hoping to be lucky enough to have it all without losing a part of his credit. So, even if it's taboo, you might continue to tangle with him, and there might even be various conflicts. He is somewhat rational in his speech. The selfish and cold side may even brainwash you, let you continue to accept his manipulation. It suggests you can make a rational choice or to end an unhealthy relationship early. Because this is a public analysis, it may not completely conform to everyone's actual situation. I hope everyone can rationally put themselves in earlier, or you can choose to look at individual draw information separately. This will be more detailed. Next, let's look at the third group. So, what about the situation in our third set of cards? The person you're thinking about, he's silently taking note of you, so there's a chance you two are still in the ambiguous phase. Although he said he admires and likes you, he hides his infatuation for you and gives you some ambiguous information. He carefully hides his true thoughts about you. So, this friend in the group of cards, this person, he has a comparison. The water signs, the characteristics of the dual universe Cancer and Sky Cancer appear in their hard disk. Everyone can correspond to it themselves. He is constantly evaluating. You might wonder if you should invest in a relationship with him. You may feel that he likes you, but he just didn't take substantial action, which made you feel confused. Maybe you will too. Just wondering why he hasn't acted yet. Then he might suffer from insomnia and anxiety when he thinks of you. He might even dream about you because he is full of curiosity about you. He is also secretly inquiring about you. He peeks at some of your social activities and media, and part of it is also associated with image horoscopes. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They are more practical and pursue quality of life and stable emotional relationships. They are not romantic but make you feel ordinary. Actually, this person is deeply attracted to you behind the scenes, even filled with sexual fantasies about you before deciding to start a relationship. The premise is to go if they undergo long-term observation, consideration, and testing. Safety is the most important. Here, it may be both parties at work, at school, in public places, or social media. It may also be introduced by friends. They're actually not in a hurry. They might have just ended a relationship. They want to listen to their intuition. Because his past failed love experience makes him very vigilant, or he feels that a relationship requires too much effort. They might rather continue to daydream about you than
make a few tenths
so
of the
among
effort.
them. Some people might persist until they are with you, possibly facing challenges and difficulties like going to a disaster galaxy. It feels like you are far away from reality. They might plan with the thoughts of being with you. If he knows there are other competitors among you, he might think happy to end. Although he struggled repeatedly in his heart and couldn't make up his mind completely, he also felt that he didn't really want feelings. It's too complicated. Good. This is our answer to the overall ranking of the third group. Here we have already passed these 3 groups of sorting. Very grateful that you could watch till the end. See you in our next video.